From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Tuesday morning. Right now you're taking a live look at Yakima. This view coming courtesy of Bi-Mart, all the city lights down below. It is a chilly morning out there, but not as chilly as what we were observing just yesterday morning. We're in the mid-30s right now for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys, mid-30s and low 40s, even some mid-40s for the lower Columbia Basin, right around 40 degrees for the Blue Foothills, and into the 20s, 30s, and 40s for the higher terrain of the Cascades and Blue. So if you did run into a little bit of frost, that would likely be closer to Meacham or Cabbage Hill. Here's your day planner for today for lower elevations. Plenty of sunshine once again. Will be even warmer compared to yesterday, as we'll have highs that'll end up being about 10 degrees above average for this time of the year. Wind's going to become a big factor over the next 48 hours, and then we'll have another bout of winds to deal with as we head into this week, and I'll tell you just how strong some of them can get, and that's going to be coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, an update on the man who died while in the Yakima jail. His family calling for more answers as investigators continue to look into what happened that night. We're going to hear from an attorney representing the family.
And Pasco residents sharing their thoughts on allowing pot shops within the city after their first community forum. And we hear opinions from both sides, but how will this get decided? We'll let you know just ahead.
Also ahead, it is tax day, the last day to file your taxes, and we have some last minute tips for those who are submitting today. It's all in Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I am Jade Elliott. It is Tuesday, April 15th, tax day, as we mentioned.
Tax day. I filed mine yesterday.
Good job.
Thank you. I'm proud of myself.
I know.
I did them the first day, and then I kind of let it sit, and then I officially submitted.
See if like more money was going to marinate while it sat there?
Basically, yeah.
Did it? Not a hot tip?
No, not at all. It was
so it doesn't work that way. All right, we have a lot of news and weather, of course, to get to this morning.
And more tips later on that, but we want to start your top stories off with the follow-up on the investigation of a man who died at the Yakima County Jail.
Yeah, this actually happened back in 2023. 46-year-old Hein Trung Hao died in the jail there. Investigators are now trying to decide whether a new criminal investigation is warranted.
That's right. And our Apple Valley News Now team spoke with attorney Richard Galeland, who's representing the family. And Galeland says he believes Hua, who had mental health issues, was pepper sprayed, hogtied in chains, beaten by corrections officers, and shoved face down onto the floor where he took his last breath.
Yeah, a $50 million tort claim has already been filed against Yakima County on behalf of the family, which argues that Hua's death never should have happened.
And his family needs some closure, and it's nice to see that OII is doing something on this and is looking into it. It's important that they do that because this is something that has been pushed under the rug by Yakima County, and we are very disappointed in how they've handled this case.
So this investigation is being handled by the Washington State Office of Independent Investigations. The office was launched in 2021 to look at any conflicts of interest when law enforcement agencies investigate themselves. 5:03 in news out of Grandview this morning, where police are investigating reports of two people pulling out a gun and robbing a Safeway over the weekend. Officers say they found the suspect's vehicle at a home on 5th Avenue in Mabton. And when they executed a search warrant, they found several guns. They found more than 50 fentanyl pills, meth, and also a golf ball-sized bag of cocaine. They found scales, packaging material. One suspect, a 22-year-old from Mabton, was booked into the Sunnyside jail. They're continuing to investigate these crimes and the situation that happened at Safeway. If you have any information on it, you're asked to call police.
And Washington State Patrol says one of their own patrol cars was involved in a collision over the weekend. The crash happened Saturday night shortly after 10 on State Route 12 near milepost 330A in Walla Walla County. And troopers say a Mitsubishi was traveling east in the westbound lanes. When the trooper tried to stop the car, it sent both cars into the center turn lane at the intersection of SR 12 and Lower Waitsburg Road. There's no word yet if anybody was hurt. The Tri-City Independent Investigation Team has taken over the investigation.
Well, the Sunnyside City Council is starting to gather feedback from the community on whether they should welcome a cannabis store into their area. Just last week, the city held its first of 3 community forums for people to be able to voice their opinions on the matter. Well, the city manager says that there are people passionate on both sides. So how will this get decided? City manager saying there are a few different ways that this could go.
They can do nothing, or they can put it out to an advisory vote. They can put it actually out on a ballot measure, or they can simply vote if they feel like there's enough yes votes or enough no votes, however that winds up working out. So city manager's role in that and the staff's role in that is essentially to be the fact gatherer, set up these meetings and make sure that the public has a voice.
So the city manager, they're saying when it comes to the next round of meetings, the city is aiming to give about a month's notice to be able to hear from as many people as possible. There are no exact dates that are set yet, but they are looking at possibly late May, June, or July for the next meetings.
Check this out now. This week marks National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week, and it's a time to honor the dispatchers who are always there to answer the call when we need help the most. Our very own Dan Hansen tells us these unsung heroes now need our help.
It's true these first responders aren't always seen, but they're always heard. It's here at this center where split-second decisions can change lives with every call. When you call 911, there's always someone on the other end. No matter the emergency, help is always on the way.
I know at the end of every shift when I'm talking to somebody, I have helped somebody.
CCOM training manager Amy Fournier Plant has been part of the Southeast Communications Center for 24 years, starting as a dispatcher herself. Now, she supports other dispatchers by jumping in when needed, even taking calls.
What do we say? How are we careful with our words and our intention when we're talking with them? And making sure, again, that we are asking them to take care of themselves too.
At CCOM in Richland, dispatchers answer every 911 call across Benton and Franklin counties. But staffing shortages are stretching the team thin, leading to longer shifts and high stress. Still, the mission remains unchanged.
It's incredibly important for them to know that there is somebody who's there to help them, that we are there for them, that when they call and we hear their voice, we know that that is our only job at that moment and everything else falls away.
Commander Damon Jensen with the Richland Police Department says dispatchers are critical in connecting first responders to the public and to safety.
They will then route the public to the correct person, whether it's law enforcement, fire, EMS. And so without dispatchers, we would all be in a world of trouble.
Commander Jensen says it's urgent to fill those open positions. The current team is working extra hours to keep the community safe. And Fournier Plant says just knowing their efforts are seen makes a difference.
It's nice to know that we are seen and that they understand some of the struggles that we're going through.
It's a high-pressure, fast-paced job that requires sharp focus and steady nerves. And for some dispatchers, it's also a calling. Reporting in Richland, Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
Thanks for that report, Dan. 5:08 now, and in Pasco, the Chiawana High School is inviting the community to their International Night. The event's a part of a 40-year global partnership with the Yamate Exchange Program. People who attend will see live performances for nearly 40 students who are visiting from Japan, as well as cultural games and activities for the whole family. It allows for students to learn more about each other's culture and helps break down barriers while building lifetime friendships. International Night is being held at the school this Thursday from 5:30 to 7:30, and admission is free.
You meet a lot of different cultures, and I kind of like that we share our cultures and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the Yamate students, we have our own bubble, and we don't get to interact with people from overseas like that. So it's nice to be able to talk about culture, what's different.
To allow every student to know that they have the right to be here and to feel belonging. And when we have the opportunity to be able to share more than white or Hispanic cultures, we have a great amount of diversity that we just don't share and talk about as much. And so we are incredibly thankful that the Yamate program has continued throughout the years, and they're here this year.
Another way that Pasco is honoring its community's diversity is on May 5th at 7 p.m. at City Hall, where a proclamation will be read for API History Heritage Month.
Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, Tax Day is officially here, and we have all the last-minute tips that you need to hear. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
And giving you that live look outside this morning from our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will be back after the break with your first alert forecast. It's 10 minutes after 5. We'll be right back.
Step into a whimsical world of fun. Join Alice and journey into the $185,000 prize land at Wild Horse Resort and Casino. Anything is possible with $16,000 in cash and prizes every Friday and Saturday. And the magical wins continue with a chance to multiply your prize up to $4,000 cash. Step into a whimsical world of fun. Wild Horse Resort and Casino. Celebrate 3 decades of fun.
Okay, y'all, we got 10 orders coming in.
Starting a business is never easy, but starting at 8 months pregnant, that's a different story. I couldn't slow down.
We were starting a business from the ground up.
People were showing up left and right, and so did our business needs. The Chase e-card made it easy. When you go for something big like this, your kids see that, and they believe they can do the same.
Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase with the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours.
In 1997, my father-in-law, John Ramsey, started this business. We took it from 2.5 acres. Now we're 22 acres.
What separates us is you're not just a number when you walk in the door.
Professional, on time. They answer all my questions.
If you're looking for a high-quality trailer at the right price, this is the place.
It feels like a home away from home.
I can guarantee when you buy an RV from us, you are part of the Broadmoor family.
At Broadmoor RV, we make camping fun! At Fred's, not only do we guarantee the best prices, we prove it. Our live price card keeps things transparent, showing you real-time prices. No gimmicks, just the best prices on in-stock, get-it-today inventory. And when it comes to beating the big box stores, our prices aren't just competitive, they're unbeatable. Check out how we stack up. Whether it's this amazing new fridge or this energy-efficient dishwasher, Fred's prices are always the best. At Fred's, we sell appliances, only appliances.
Individuals, couples, and families, you could get a refund of up to $1,290 back on taxes paid last year, as well as refunds for 2023 and 2022. Learn more at workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov.
Raphael's record label is money laundering front.
And it's game over for him.
If you're in trouble, someone's after your money, I can get you into protective custody.
You know who's coming for me.
Get out of there!
New Will Trapped, tonight on ABC.
Springtime in the awesome Palouse. Fly the Northwest tonight at 6. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on that zone-by-zone tour of temperatures for this morning. Snoqualmie past 43 degrees, much cooler in Cle Elum. That's where we're below freezing. Could be a little bit frosty there, but too warm for that in Ellensburg and Vantage. Then in the Yakima Valley, temperatures spanning from 34 to 44 degrees, so also just a little bit too warm to be frosty, at least for now. And then in the lower Columbia Basin, also just a little bit too warm for that, but it is chilly. 35 degrees right now officially in the Tri-Cities, a pair of 41s for Benton City and Prosser. And then for the Blue Foothills, mostly in the low to mid 40s. We are seeing some 20s and 30s for the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. Okay, here is your coatcast for today for the Tri-Cities. Light jacket stuff for this morning. I would argue that maybe it would be heavy jacket weather for the early morning, but eventually light jacket weather and then ultimately t-shirt weather at the peak of daytime heating, as we'll have highs that'll be about 10 degrees above average for this time of the year. Plenty of sunshine, winds out of the north and west, gusting around 35 miles per hour, the strongest winds being in the Kittitas Valley. Those wind gusts become a little bit more widespread for tonight. Still out of the north and west, but some of those getting down into the Yakima Valley, but still the strongest winds in the Kittitas Valley. We have more wind gusts to deal with for tomorrow, and then some even stronger wind gusts into this weekend. I'll tell you about all the winds coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. 5:14, your national headlines. Today is tax day. Have you filed yet? If you answered no, here's ABC's Alexis Christoforsis with what to do now.
Didn't file your taxes yet? Don't freak out if you won't be able to file by midnight.
It's okay. Just make sure that you ask for an extension. And it's very easy to do, and you can do it electronically. Just go to irs.gov, click on the free extension filer. It's form 4868, and fill that out, submit, and you've got an automatic 6 months.
You don't have to give a reason for why you're filing an extension, but no, if you're expecting to owe money rather than get a refund, you should pay today.
When you don't pay on time, you start to incur penalties, you start to incur interest.
The penalty for not filing is higher than the penalty for not paying. Use last year's tax filing as a guide to estimate your payment.
And if you can't pay, we'll work with you. Just go to irs.gov. We got lots of different payment programs that you can start right off the bat. You figure out what works best for you, the payment period and how much and when, and just fill that out and send it in. And in most cases, we'll accept it without any response.
If you're expecting a refund this year, use the Where's My Refund tool on irs.gov or the IRS To Go app to check the status.
If you file electronically and you request direct deposit, you're getting your refund in 21 days or less. But if you file paper and you're asking for a paper check, then you're looking at 6 to 8 weeks.
And if you realize after filing that you forgot to report income, missed a deduction, or made any type of error, you'll want to submit an amended return.
Amended returns are really easy to do. If you're filing electronically, your software should have that built in for you. If not, if you're working with a tax professional, they can also fill that out for you.
You have 3 years to file an amended return. Alexis Christoforsis, ABC News, New York.
And if you have filed your tax return already or plan on filing an extension, be sure to stay tuned to Good Morning Northwest. Coming up at 6, we'll talk about investing and how you can make the most of your refund. That's coming up. Also coming up this morning on Good Morning Northwest, we'll check back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth, and he will have your first alert forecast as we give you a live look outside this morning from our Legends Casino Hotel Skycam at Richland's Columbia Point, overlooking the Columbia River at Howard Amon Park. It's 5:17. We're back after the break.
Walla Walla Sweets Baseball has been a beacon of our community's spirit for 14 seasons. But behind every swing and every catch lies the question, where do our players call home during the season? The answer is simple. With you, our incredible host families. It's more than just housing a player. It's about becoming part of their journey. Watching our boys chase their dreams is incredibly rewarding. Become a host family and be part of something bigger than the game. Together, we...
At US Cellular, you don't have to choose between a great deal on the phone you want and the phone plan that's right for you.
You can get both. 4 free phones of your choice and 4 lines for just $90.
Wow, kids, that's like us not having to choose between tickets to wrestling or that puppet musical.
We want a great phone and a great plan too, don't we, little guy?
Get both. 4 free phones of your choice plus 4 lines for $90. No trade-in needed. US Cellular, built for us.
Rich, indulgent chocolate with a luscious caramel filling. Discover Ghirardelli Caramel Squares in a bag and a bar. Makes life a bite better.
I'm Eduardo Morfin. Morfin Law Firm thanks you for 5 years of support. Remember, when choosing an attorney, select a local attorney that supports your local community.
It's time to lose your generic weather app. Scan this QR code to download the Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather app. It's the app you need from the team you trust.
The Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather app, only from Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We touched on it just a little while ago about the winds gusting out of the north and west for today, specifically from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. So more like for this evening, with the strongest wind gusts, of course, being in the Kittitas Valley. That's typically what happens when they come out of the north and west. We'll have more wind gusts for tomorrow, but this time they turn out of the north and northeast. So this would be, the peak time frame would be from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. and the strongest wind gusts this time, specifically in northern Franklin County up towards Cornell. Some of those could also gust around 45 miles per hour. Speaking of tomorrow, there will be a little chance of some showers or thunderstorms, mainly in the Blue Foothills. Now, Futurecast is picking up on some of this for even lower elevations, but I'm thinking from about 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. is when we could maybe see some of those showers or perhaps a thunderstorm in the Blue Foothills. But really after 8 p.m., that's when the map is going to be dry again. Our forecast will stay pretty dry over the next 7 days overall. Now, we're going to have another chance of a thunderstorm in the Blue Mountains on Thursday, and then some consistently small shower, rain and snow chances up in the Cascades for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. But again, in general, it's going to be a pretty dry forecast, and the high temperatures. Actually, before we talk about the high temperatures, I want to talk about the wind gusts we could see for Easter weekend. Both Saturday and Sunday, once again, out of the north and west, could be around 55 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, around 50 miles per hour in the Blue Foothills of Morrow County. So spotty power outages, down tree limbs, difficult travel for high-profile vehicles. That's going to be on the table for Easter weekend. So that's something we're certainly going to be keeping tabs on. Now on to temperatures, as will be about 10 degrees above average for today. Cooling off into Thursday, warming back up into Saturday, and the more seasonal stuff for Sunday and Monday. Overall, pretty seasonal over the next week. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Essentially sunny and 75 today, windy tomorrow, and staying seasonal and dry for the foreseeable future. In Yakima, breezy Wednesday and Thursday, reintroducing the breezes this weekend as we keep the forecast dry. In Ellensburg, windy today and tracking some even stronger winds for Easter weekend, turning noticeably cooler by Easter Sunday and Monday. Then for Hermiston, another beautiful day today, much breezier tomorrow, and keeping the forecast dry and comfy. Then for Walla Walla, dry today, a small chance of a thunderstorm tomorrow, then watching more rain chances that'll likely hold off until after Easter weekend. Now you're taking a live look at Columbia Point, this view coming courtesy of the Legends Casino and Hotel. Thanks for waking up with Good Morning Northwest, where we're always on your side.
Tuesdays are my favorite day of the week because the single Papa Burger combos are just $5.99. And I wait all week for this.
And so do I.
And that's why I always get two.
The Tuesday special at A&W.
Welcome to Pasco, where we are building a community rooted in culture. Check out the Farmers Market downtown at Peanuts Park, Saturdays from May through October. Taste something new at one of our diverse local restaurants, the Pasco Specialty Kitchen vendor windows, or our growing food truck scene. And enjoy the natural beauty of our waterfront parks and the Sacagawea Heritage Trail. Shop small, explore local, and experience the spirit of Pasco. Naturally transformative.
Hey Ham Fam! Easter is April 20th, and when your family gathers this season, spend less time in the kitchen and more time with your loved ones. At Honey Baked Ham, we have everything your gathering needs, starting with our fully cooked spiral cut ham, dripping with our famous mouth-watering glaze. Add a smoked or oven-roasted turkey breast, delicious sides and desserts. Your complete feast is waiting for you at Honey Baked Ham. Order online or give us a call. Honey Baked Ham, helping you make the most of your time with family.
Gather the family and come on down to the 62nd Annual Parade of Gems, April 25th through the 27th in the Modern Living Building at the Fairgrounds. Go back in time as we present fossils of the Northwest and beyond. See demonstrations on gold panning, wire wrapping, lapidary, and more. Dozens of vendors will be offering rock and mineral specimens and jewelry too. There will be games, door prizes, and more. Doors open at 10 a.m. Come one, come all to the 62nd Annual Parade of Gems, April 25th through the 27th at the Fairgrounds in Yakima.
Hi, I'm Rowdy with Total Energy Management. For 40 years, we've been keeping the Tri-Cities comfortable with top-notch heating and air conditioning services. We take pride in delivering exceptional service and unbeatable deals. Right now, you can save big with up to $4,900 in rebates and tax credits on a new Carrier heating and cooling system. So turn to the experts at Total Energy Management to ensure your house is the perfect temperature year-round. Visit TEMINC.com or call 946-4500 to learn more.
It's hump day, and you know what that means. Hello Country Fried Steak. Get a delicious meal for just $5.99 to make your Wednesday feel like the weekend. Yes, Wednesday's only Country Fried Steak is just $5.99. Happy hump day from KFC.
Springtime in the awesome Palouse. Fly the Northwest tonight at 6.
5:25, welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment news this morning, we have some good news out of Hollywood for all of you muggles out there.
I'm not a muggle, I'm a young witch, a wizard. Actually, I'm old now, but you know. Yeah.
At least you know your space. Harry Potter franchise is soon going to be seen on the small screen.
I have been waiting for this. So HBO announced that some of the cast for the upcoming TV series based on the boy wizard who lived have been announced, and John Lithgow will play Albus Dumbledore and Janet McTeer will play Minerva McGonagall. Other actors involved include Nick Frost taking the role of Rubeus Hagrid, while Papa Escido will play Severus Snape.
Officials say the show will be a true adaptation of the Harry Potter series. It will air on HBO and be streamed on Max, but no word on when it will debut.
So they'll have characters from the book series. I'm hoping so in the TV series because there's more room, more time to play with. Yeah. So.
Do you want it to? Are you like? Do you want it to be strict? Are you a traditionalist? Do you want it to abide strictly to the book?
I love the movies, but they left out some key characters, so I'm hoping they bring back like a certain elf, a certain ghost. You know what? We can talk about this in depth. You should be on the writing team. It right there. Yeah. I should be.
All right. In more entertainment news this morning, an original cast member of one of Broadway's biggest hits ever is reprising his iconic role.
Ooh, also, Joaquin Phoenix is teaming up with the director from his past, and the results are sure to keep audiences at the edge of their seats.
Plus, the trailer for an Amazon Prime series just dropped, showcasing its star-studded cast returning for a second season. David Daniel has the details in today's Hollywood Minute.
Wait for it, Leslie Odom Jr. is returning to Hamilton. The Tony-winning actor is set to play Aaron Burr again, September 9th through November 23rd at the Richard Rodgers Theater, where Hamilton debuted on Broadway nearly 10 years ago and has been playing ever since.
That was the year Tom Hanks was born, the first celebrity with the virus, Mr. Sleepless in Seattle.
If you value your life, you should think twice.
Joaquin Phoenix reteams with Beau is Afraid filmmaker Ari Aster for Eddington, about crises and conspiracies in a small New Mexico town in the early months of the COVID-19 pandemic. A24 just released the first teaser trailer for the film, which opens in theaters July 18th.
Gotta figure out what she's up to. We all process the happiest day of our life differently.
The first full trailer is out for Another Simple Favor. Allison Janney joins Anna Kendrick, Blake Lively, and Henry Golding in the killer comedy sequel, which lands on Prime Video May 1st.
To old friends, new beginnings, and not getting poisoned.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Seems spicy.
I like it. I'm going to watch that one.
All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Calling all collectors. If you're a fan of baseball cards or any cards, we have the details on a new card shop opening up right here in the Tri-Cities.
Also, PFAS or forever chemicals, also what they're known as, have been detected in the drinking water locally. We have where exactly and what you need to know about this coming up in your next half hour. But first, we're going to check out your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Apple will be taking a closer look at users' information. The company will begin analyzing customers' data in an effort to improve its artificial intelligence platform. Right now, Apple uses synthetic information to train its AI models. Hertz is notifying customers whose personal information, including names and social security numbers, may have been compromised in a data breach. It says drivers who use its Hertz, Thrifty, and Dollar brands may be affected. The exact number of people impacted wasn't shared. Finally, a gaming industry expert says Sony is likely to raise the price of its PlayStation 5 console here in the U.S. Sony already raised the price by 25% in Europe, Australia, and New Zealand. The company says the hikes were brought on by what it called a challenging economic environment. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce me.
Which you do you want to be today? At TJ Maxx, you can afford to turn your closet into a place of endless expression. With the quality you deserve, styles you crave, and prices you love.
I'm gonna do what I do.
Max, what makes you, you.
Gold Bond believes touch says everything. It says, I see you. I feel you. And I know you. Gold Bond. Get in touch with irresistibly touchable skin.
Always dry scoop before you run.
Listen to me. A hot dog diet got me shredded.
It's time we listen to science. One A Day is formulated with key nutrients to support whole body health. One A Day. Science that matters.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good Tuesday morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us. Joining us here for Good Morning Northwest, I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, Cash with Colbert. We were at 25 yesterday. Now we're at 50.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Yeah, you did it.
Cha-ching. Yeah, we need to get a little sound effect, but up to $50. Let's go ahead and take a look at our 3-degree guarantee, sponsored by our friends at the Legends Casino and Hotel.
Nailed it. Two days in a row with a perfect forecast.
Thank you. Yeah, yesterday I went with a forecast high of 72 in Pasco Tri-Cities. It verified right at 72, so the jackpot's now up to $50. So for today, I'm going with a forecast high even warmer, 76 in Pasco Tri-Cities. So if it verifies between 73 to 79, then the jackpot's going to go up to $75. If that doesn't happen, the jackpot could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to AppleValleyNewsNow.com, clicking on the contest page, or you could scan the QR code that's on your screen. Now what's on your screen is a live look at Kennewick. This view coming courtesy of Yakima Federal. Looks like mostly clear skies for right now. It is cold, albeit a little bit warmer compared to yesterday morning. Mid-30s in the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys, mid-30s for the lower Columbia Basin, right around 40 degrees in the foothills, and a mixture of 20s, 30s, and 40s for the higher terrain. So for most of us, it's just going to be a little bit too warm to see any frost out there. Here is your hour-by-hour forecast for today for the Tri-Cities. Plenty of sunshine, a few more clouds building in around lunchtime, really after lunchtime, but still the sunshine's going to win out, and the warmth is going to win out as well. So we'll end up being about 10 degrees above average for this time of the year. That means mid-70s for the valleys, mid-70s for the basin, and right around 70 degrees for the Blue Foothills. And I'll take you on that zone-by-zone tour of another fantastic forecast. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Starting off your half hour in Walla Walla, an emergency street closure could cause some delays today. From 8 o'clock this morning to 4 in the afternoon, Alder Street between McCabe Street and Bridge will be closed. Crews are working to repair a water service leak, and this in addition to the closure of Baum Street between Center and South Division Street. In both cases, pedestrians and local residents will have access, but emergency cars will not.
Also in Walla Walla, 5 finalists will represent the city in the State Civics B Finals in Olympia, which is half of all the middle school finalists. With over 50 qualifying essays from the Valley, the competition motivates middle school students to stay informed about local, federal, and state governments. Taking first place was George Rodgretz of Garrison Middle School, and the state competition takes place in June. Environmental news this morning. The city of Kennewick has detected PFAS, or forever chemicals, in the drinking water. So the water sample at the Rainy Collector source taken on March 4th showed an exceeding amount of PFAS, according to Washington's State Board of Health state action level. Water samples are taken on a quarterly basis. The city says that they're working currently with engineers to design a treatment system at the Rainy Collector source to remove PFAS before the EPA's April 2029 compliance deadline.
Now, the Caton landfill in Natchez will be temporarily stopping operations. Those with the landfill say this is because of legal and regulatory pressures. They add that despite their environmental safety record, they are facing challenges. A state pollution control hearings board has sided with the Yakima Health District on multiple issues, which includes agreeing that the Caton landfill is accepting waste in excess of its permits and has not provided documentation proving they're compliant with the Yakima Regional Clean Air Agency. Local health districts currently cannot find landfills that operate outside their permits. And in 2024, Mighty Meow Kitten Rescue saved 429 kittens across the Tri-Cities. And over the weekend, the rescue hosted its first Spaghetti and No Balls fundraiser, raising nearly $8,000 for kittens in need. Now, board member Mary Brownlee called it a full house, saying the community really came out and supported the kitties. Pacific Pasta catered the event with raffle and auction items donated by local businesses. All proceeds go directly to helping fosters care for vulnerable kittens.
Well, calling all sports fan, there's a new place in town where you can collect cards. Baseline Sports Cards just opened their doors in West Richland, located right behind the Yokes there. Inside, you'll find everything from baseball cards, football cards, Pokemon cards, and even more. There's something for everyone in the family. You on your way, Jessica?
I'm so going. I got a bunch already. It's more.
The owner says that his love for collecting started as a kid, and now he's bringing that same joy to others. He says for him, cards were always a way to connect, no matter what your background was.
You know, our kids now, our generation, our kids are getting into it, and it was something that we were passionate about at their age, and so now we can support it and understand it, and it's a good way to connect with each other.
He says the store holds more than 800,000 cards, and he's committed to making collecting affordable, from the kid walking home from school to the longtime hobbyist. Baseline Card Shop is open 7 days a week.
I catch them all, and that is what I'll do. Coming up next here on Good Morning Northwest, Washington is officially in cruise season. This after the first cruise sailed off from Elliott Bay.
And critics are speaking out about a lot of issues regarding the cruise industry, things like pollution and the treatment of workers. We have more on that story, plus another look at your forecast. It's all coming up after the break. It's 5:37.
Springtime in the awesome Palouse. Fly the Northwest tonight at 6.
I met a cute poodle outside. She said everyone's talking about you and how you work for free.
When you're injured and have the heavy hitter on your team, we win or it's free. Hello? That cute poodle you were talking to wants to have a play date.
Let's go.
Call 853-2222.
Our number one service here at NIU Women's Clinic and Aesthetics is our weight loss program. Our program is really focused on a lifestyle change. We want our patients to be able to lose around 10 to 15 pounds of weight loss a month is what we see. But when they're done with us on the program, we want them to be able to keep that weight off. We don't want to see them yo-yo.
So I've lost about 40 to 50 pounds, and that's been over the span of 3 to 4 months. At my peak, I think I was losing probably 10 pounds a week. It was quite a bit, and I just noticed it was falling off of me.
So we are proud to announce that we are releasing a virtual weight loss program. What makes our program so successful for both men and women is the fact that we are treating exactly the reason why you're gaining this weight in the first place. By addressing your insulin insensitivity, your hormone balancing, your lifestyle, treating everything. We really focus on you and your needs.
Now open in Yakima. Go to newuwomensclinic.com to start your weight loss journey today.
Spring is in the air, so let's fill it with music. At Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos, our New Beginnings Spring Used Piano Sale is in full swing. From charming uprights to grand statement pieces, we've got gently loved pianos at prices that'll put a spring in your step. Each piano is expertly tuned, ready to play, and waiting for you. Spring into new beginnings today at Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos in Richland, because life's more fun when you know how to play.
Everyone's talking about you and how you work for free.
When you're injured and have the heavy hitter on your team, we win or it's free. Hello? That cute poodle you were talking to wants to have a play date.
Let's go.
Call 853-2222.
It was an exciting new romance.
Was she in love? Yes, she was.
Was it too good to be true?
She has no idea what truly lies ahead.
Oh my God, there's blood on the front seat.
Bad Romance, tonight on ABC.
This morning on Good Morning America, Cameron Matheson shares his family's journey 3 months after losing his home to the devastating LA fires. This morning, Cameron Matheson live on ABC's Good Morning America.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. We start off in Kittitas County, where we're going to end up around 60 degrees for Snoqualmie Pass, mid-70s for Ellensburg and Vantage. Winds gusting out of the north and west. They'll be the windiest in the Kittitas Valley because these valley walls are oriented from the northwest down towards the southeast, so that's why they'll get channeled through there. They could gust around 40 miles per hour. But lots of sunshine. That's the consolation. Lots of sunshine in the Yakima Valley as well. Light winds for today. Some of those winds could sneak down into the valley for tonight, but light winds during the day, mid-70s, mostly sunny. The same thing for the lower Columbia Basin as well. Light winds here. And then for the Blue Foothills will be a little bit cooler. Temperatures closer to 70 degrees, but also mostly sunny skies. And then even cooler for the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains with mid to upper 60s. And a little bit breezy in the Blue Foothills as well, specifically in the Blue Foothills of Morrow County outside of Lexington. Those winds could gust out of the north and west around 20 miles per hour. Now, very quickly, let's talk about the big picture when it comes to our snowpack up in all of our largest basins. The upper Yakima Basin still the one that's suffering, running a deficit for this time of the year. Subtle surpluses in the Natchez Basin and better surpluses in the Blue Mountains in the Umatilla and Walla Walla Basins. Unfortunately, not much snowfall on the way, not much rain on the way, but we do have more wind gusts on the way. I'll tell you about that coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. 5:42 now, and just hours before the first sailing of Seattle's 2025 cruise season, critics of the industry rallied along the waterfront. They spoke out against pollution, treatment of ship workers, and communities along the cruise routes. Jim Nelson has the story.
Norwegian Bliss.
What's like the longest cruise there is?
The first cruise ship in Elliott Bay this year.
Do people go on cruises for months?
Always a sight to behold, a spectacle.
Where do you think they're going? They're not just going to go to Alaska usually. They like hop around places.
For this family from Tacoma.
Hi. How's it going? Are you coming over?
Taking it all in is just part of their Saturday afternoon. Of course, they didn't expect to be on the news.
Yeah, it's the start of cruise season. So they're out here checking that out because this is the start of the cruise season. Happy birthday, Jack.
Makes sense. Nice.
How funny is that?
In all seriousness, the cruise season is big business. Nearly 2 million passengers are expected this year, providing a $900 million boost to the city's economy.
We really want to welcome people to see what's really changed in our city and a real extraordinary moment to really be proud of what we're creating down here in Seattle.
The cruise industry has also been the subject of criticism. The group Seattle Cruise Control protested along the waterfront earlier in the day, speaking out against pollution, treatment of ship workers, and communities along the cruise route.
Don't wait any longer. Take action today. Port of Seattle, toxic cruise ships must go away.
Back at Pier 66, it's almost time to sail.
Jealous.
Excited for Monday.
To go now.
Excited for Monday.
This couple from Colorado will be on the next ship. For now, they watch with everyone else.
Oh my gosh, look, I didn't see everybody up there.
The 2025 cruise season officially underway.
So much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up, we have your morning sprint and everything you need to know as you head out the door this morning. And giving you that live look outside from our Yakima Federal camera here at the Apple Valley Studios in Kennewick. Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will be back after the break with your full First Alert forecast. It's 5:45.
Tuesdays are my favorite day of the week because the single Papa Burger combos are just $5.99. And I wait all week for this.
And so do I.
And that's why I always get two.
The Tuesday special at A&W.
Looking for the perfect spot to relax? Welcome to Hoops, your new favorite restaurant and bar, where the vibe is clean, the food is delicious, and the staff always friendly. Whether you're in for a night of trivia, a round of pool, darts, dancing, pull tabs, or karaoke, Hoops has it all. Great food, great people, Hoops, where every night is a great experience. Hoops Bar. Stop by today for your next great night out.
For 60 years, Woods Nursery has been inspiring families to create beautiful, joyful gardens in our community. Spanning 5 acres, it's one of the largest nurseries in southeastern Washington, offering a vast selection of plants, trees, and flowers, all grown in the USA. Explore handcrafted ornamental pieces made by American artisans and get expert guidance from 3 generations of the Wood family, dedicated to helping you design stunning landscapes. Visit us today and discover everything you need to bring your outdoor space to life.
We have a very special bond, I think, as a family. Spectrum is the connecting thread to everything we do.
It provides us with reliability, lightning speeds, and allows us to do what we need to do in our lives.
From school to homework to entertainment, Spectrum's the perfect match for me and my family.
Fast, reliable internet starting at $30 a month, backed by the Spectrum commitment to keep you connected.
Got a birthday coming up, celebrating a big win, or just want to gather the crew for a pizza and a good time? For decades, Hubby's Pizza has been the go-to spot for family, friends, and fun. Reserve your table and bring the whole gang. Kids, family, teammates, whoever loves great pizza and good vibes. Dig into your favorite pizza, hit up the fresh salad bar, and let the kids have a blast in the arcade. And if the party's at your place, no problem. Hubby's now delivers through Grubhub and DoorDash. A community tradition, a place to celebrate. Acquire the Hubby's habit today.
It's hump day, and you know what that means. Hello, Country Fried Steak. Get a delicious meal for just $5.99 to make your Wednesday feel like the weekend. Yes, Wednesdays only, Country Fried Steak is just $5.99. Happy hump day from KFC.
Judy Justice, today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today will be a breezy/windy day, especially in the Kittitas Valley. It's more so going to be this evening, 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. That's when winds will gust out of the north and west, and the strongest wind gusts again going to be in the Kittitas Valley. We'll also deal with some winds for tomorrow, much more widespread this time and shifting out of the north and northeast. And that peak time frame is going to be a little bit earlier this time, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. And the fastest wind gusts are going to be in northern Franklin County, especially towards Connell, where some of those peak winds could be also up around 45 miles per hour. We'll have more to say about more winds coming up in a second, but first, I did want to show you a little chance of some showers and thunderstorms for tomorrow, mainly in the Blue Foothills. Now, this iteration of Futurecast is showing some showers being generated for lower elevations, but I think mainly from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m., that's when we could see a few showers or thunderstorms in the Blue Foothills of Morrow County, Umatilla, or Walla Walla counties. And then after 8 p.m., most of this is going to skirt off towards our south. Our forecast is going to stay overall pretty dry over the next 7 days. We could have another round of some thunderstorms in the Blue Mountains on Thursday, and then chances of a rain-snow mix up in the Cascades for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We'll have more to say about that as we get more modeled data in. But for now, for Easter weekend, what we're mainly focused in on is going to be the winds. Once again, for both Saturday and Sunday, once again out of the north and west, around 55 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, around 50 miles per hour in the Blue Foothills of Morrow County. So spotty power outages, down tree limbs, difficult travel for high-profile vehicles. That's all certainly going to be on the table. High temperatures about 10 degrees above average for today, cooling off in a Thursday, warming up in a Saturday, and then seasonal again for Sunday and Monday. So up and down the high temperatures go. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Essentially sunny and 75 for today, windy tomorrow, and staying seasonal and dry for the foreseeable future. In Yakima, breezy Wednesday and Thursday, reintroducing the breezes this weekend as we keep the forecast dry. And then in Ellensburg, windy today and tracking some even stronger winds for Easter weekend. turning noticeably cooler by Easter and Monday. In Hermiston, another beautiful day today, much breezier tomorrow, and keeping the forecast dry and comfy. Then for Walla Walla, dry today, a small chance of a thunderstorm tomorrow, then watching more rain chances that'll likely hold off until after Easter weekend.
Now, the morning sprint.
5:49, time for your morning sprint. We start with top 5 local things you need to know. Grandview police are investigating after they received reports of 2 people with a gun robbing a Safeway over the weekend. Officers found a suspect's car at a home on 5th Avenue in Mabton. They executed a search warrant, found drugs and several guns. A 22-year-old from Mabton has been booked into the Sunnyside jail.
Washington State Patrol says one of their patrol cars was involved in a crash. This happened Saturday night on State Route 12 near milepost 338 in Walla Walla. A Mitsubishi was traveling east in the westbound lanes. A trooper tried to stop the car. It sent both cars into the center turn lane. The Tri-City Independent team has taken over this investigation.
City of Kennewick has detected PFAS, or forever chemicals, in the drinking water. The water sample at the Rainey Collector Source was taken on March 4th, showing an exceeding amount of PFAS. Water samples are taken on a quarterly basis, and the city says they are currently working with engineers to design a treatment system at the Rainey Collector Source to remove PFAS before the EPA's April 2029 compliance deadline.
And an emergency street closure could cause some delays today from 8 this morning to 4 in the afternoon. Alder Street between McCabe Street and Bridge will be closed in Walla Walla, and this is to repair a water service leak. Also, in addition to the closure of Baum Street between Center and South Division Street. In both cases, pedestrians and local residents will have access, but emergency cars will not.
Calling all sports fans, there's a new place in town where you can collect cards. Baseline Sports Cards just opened its doors in West Richland, just behind the Yokes there. Inside, you'll find everything from baseball cards to Pokemon cards, something for everyone. The owner says his love for collecting started as a kid, and now he's bringing that same joy to others.
Turning now to your national headlines, people in Southern California got a rude awakening yesterday morning when a 5.2 magnitude earthquake hit the area. It was relatively deep, roughly 8 miles below the surface. According to the USGS, over 25 million people experienced weak to light shaking. Tremors were felt across a large part of the state, from LA to San Diego. Video from a San Diego zoo showed the African elephants reacting to the quake with behavior known as an alert circle. That's instinctively circling an elephant calf to protect it. A federal judge issues a setback to President Trump's immigration policy. It ruled the administration cannot end existing deportation protections for certain Cuban, Haitian, Nicaraguan, and Venezuelan migrants, and doing so would violate the Administrative Procedure Act. Those migrants are in the U.S. legally under a humanitarian relief program known as CHNV parole. Existing protections and benefits for hundreds of thousands of migrants will remain in place.
In your business headlines this morning at 5:52, Meta's federal antitrust trial kicked off Monday in Washington, D.C., with CEO Mark Zuckerberg taking the stand. The FTC is accusing Meta of illegally building a social networking monopoly through its acquisitions of Instagram and WhatsApp. They initially filed the lawsuit in December 2020. It was thrown out 6 months later. The agency, though, was allowed then to amend and refile. Now, if the judge rules against Meta, the company could be forced to sell Instagram and WhatsApp. And NVIDIA is working to produce AI supercomputers entirely in the U.S. The company announced plans to build manufacturing space in Arizona and Texas. NVIDIA's Blackwell chips have started production at plants in Phoenix. Meanwhile, the company is building a supercomputer factory in Houston and Dallas. NVIDIA says it plans to produce up to $500 billion of AI infrastructure in the U.S. within the next 4 years.
In your health headlines this morning, a new study shows chemicals meant to make children safer could be harming them. A University of Toronto researcher found that children's mattresses contain toxic chemicals that release into the air. Some of those chemicals are flame retardants, and according to the study, the amount of chemicals contained in the mattresses as measured is unreliable. And that's because as a child sleeps, their weight and body heat causes those chemicals in them to release, and the child breathes them in. Health problems linked to these chemicals include early puberty, asthma, heart problems, and cancer. And pharmaceutical giant Pfizer announces it's stopping development of its experimental weight loss pill. The company says this comes after someone in the study developed a liver injury that the drug danilipron may have triggered. This is the second time Pfizer has stopped its efforts to get its weight loss pill on the market. Many drug companies are trying to develop weight loss pills after medicines like Ozempic became hugely popular in recent years.
5:54, talking sports this morning. The WNBA draft got underway Monday, and University of Connecticut guard Paige Bueckers was the #1 pick. She'll be packing her bags and heading to the Dallas Wings. The draft comes just a week after UConn won the NCAA Women's Basketball Championship. She becomes the 6th UConn player selected #1 overall in the WNBA draft, and the new season kicks off next month.
Trending this morning, chaos at a pharmacy in St. Joseph County, Indiana, caused by a turkey.
Okay, well, I'm hoping we get to see this. Police responding to a 911 call claiming that a really big turkey was in a local pharmacy and chasing customers.
911, what is the address of the emergency?
There's a very large turkey that just went in the store.
Oh my goodness. Oh, there it is. Well, body cam footage shows the bird perched proudly on store shelves. You can see it on your screen right there, like it owned the place. And 3 officers moved in, one armed with a blanket.
That is until one brave cop moved in, grabbing the terrorizing turkey with his hands. After the bird was detained, officers released it back into the wild, and no charges were filed. Good. Cooler heads prevailed there.
That's scary.
Yeah, that's funny.
That's scary to me.
And yesterday there was
They can be mean. They can be really mean.
Yesterday we covered the deer. Where was the deer?
Yeah. Oh, in a hotel lobby or some lobby somewhere.
So that's just like in season right now for animals to like just stroll into human places.
Yeah, they're just seeing what's up, you know.
I don't like it.
Checking the prices.
I don't like it.
It's kind of, it's a lot.
Oh, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. The first all-female crew launching into space and making their way back down to Earth after an 11-minute journey. We have a look at more footage from yesterday's event.
Plus, this week marks time to honor the dispatchers who are always there to answer the call when we need help the most. We're talking about National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week, and we have more on what our local heroes are doing. That's coming up in your 6 o'clock hour. And Josh, what are you tracking? Hopefully some more spring-like weather?
Yes, but in addition to that, a lot of wind gusts. Wind gusts tonight, tomorrow, for this weekend, maybe for forever. Not really, but I'll tell you about all that coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.